Oscar Guzman Flies Again is officially out in GTA Online, and with this DLC came a new property, the Mackenzie Airfield Hangar. And with this hangar, it allows us to start up the new contract, the Titan job. Now, when this first came out and we first did it, I bet a lot of you believed it will only pay you $500,000 each time for about an hour's worth of work. But completing the Titan job contract will actually give you at least $750,000 if you complete it on hard mode. These missions should only take you about an hour max to complete all of them, plus the finale. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. So first and foremost, the most important part of this whole thing is actually owning the hangar. Right up here is the Mackenzie Field Hangar. It is going to run you about 1.4 mil unless you have GTA Plus, where it's only going to cost you 1 mil. That's a pretty decent price considering you can make that money back after doing only 2 Titan jobs. And there is no additional prices for this hangar as there is no additional upgrades. So 1 mil GTA Plus price, 1.4 non-GTA Plus price is fantastic. Not to mention, this hangar will also give you additional jobs that you can do. They'll only pay around $35,000 to $40,000 and take a decent while to do, so they're not really worth it. And it also gives you an additional 20 aircraft storage spots. So if you're running out of spots in your actual hangar, you can buy this one and get 20 extra slots. So the first mission is called Up and Running. To start this, go to your laptop inside your office where we see this screen pop up. If you have done the Cluck and Bell farm raid before, this will look very similar as this contract heist thing works the same way. So click on it to get it started. Something very important though is the first time through you will be forced to do this mission on normal mode. This will only pay you $500,000 for completing all the missions, but your second run through and any after that, you will be able to do these missions on hard mode if desired. This will allow you to go from making $500,000 to $750,000. So once again, your first time through, you have to do normal mode, but after that, make sure you always put it on hard mode. As soon as you start up this first mission, you will get a man-chest bike that will spawn right next to you. This probably is the best vehicle to use for this mission. All you have to do is take the bike to the top of Mount Gordo by following the path it gives you, and once you're up top, you will have to destroy this communications tower. I like to personally just stay on the bike and throw a sticky bomb at it. Also, do keep in mind there are cougars at the top of a mountain that will attack you if you get off the bike, but actually can't attack you if you're on the bike. So I like to just stay on the bike. Once we destroy the communications tower, a plane will then spawn in carrying 4 cargoes. The way to actually do this mission is to hop on your bike and follow the plane and shoot it down using the Mark II SMG given to you. Another way to do this though is if you own a Mark II heavy sniper with explosive rounds, all you have to do is sit on the mountain and shoot it, and it'll drop you all 4 cargoes in a straight line path, which is super easy because the plane actually slows down for you to be able to catch up and shoot it. So it's very easy to shoot it if you have an explosive sniper, but the footage you're seeing is doing it the way it's intended to do. It will save you a decent amount of time, but doing it the other way is completely fine. Once you get all 4 cargoes, you go to the spot Oscar provides, you drop the cargo off, there will be a little cutscene. After that, it'll tell you to leave the area. Once you do that, it'll play another cutscene indicating the end of the mission. What I recommend doing is setting your spawn location to the hangar, then going and finding invite only lobby it, as load times on current gen and PC are actually quicker than if you just drove there. The next mission we got is Mogul Setup. Once again, don't forget to put it on hard mode before starting it. For this one, we have to go out to a new airstrip and steal a Mogul. The fastest way to get there is actually by taking this plane placed to the left of the hangar. It's not the quickest plane, but it is way quicker than driving there. Once you get to the airstrip, just jump out of the plane, take out enemies, and jump into one of the 2 Moguls there. If you want to do it stealthy, you can. You can just shoot the guy in front of the one plane, but you will still get alerted, so I just go in guns blazing. But once in the air, 3 planes will come after you. The easiest way to take them out is to actually not even take them out yourself. All you have to do is fly over to Mackenzie Airstrip, and Oscar will be there and actually will shoot them down for you using a homing launcher. So fly over there, and the way you actually make sure you don't get hit is you just fly there and you constantly spam the flares on the plane using D-pad. This helps avoid getting hit by a missile, and you can repeatedly spam this as the cooldown is only 1 second. After that, you have to fly to these 5 bases and take them out using the mogul. The easiest way to do this is simply just by using the bombs on the plane. Make sure to start using them about a second or two before you're on top of the target to ensure that they all get hit. After you take out all 5, you return back to the hangar and the mission is done. You do have the option to take the other mogul, which I recommend doing if you are playing with another person, but if you are playing solo, it's not really worth doing as the extra pay at the end isn't much, but make sure to confirm it in the text and then that is the mission done. Moving on to mission number 3, this one is called Intel. For this one, we're going to have to go into a drone center and take out some drones. But before that, make sure to call in whatever your fastest car is to make sure you get to the drone spot and the second spot in the fastest time you can, as this little ATV isn't going to cut it. Once you make it to the actual drone center, all you have to do is scan your key card, walk in, get onto one of the drone stations, and it will deploy a drone over in the city. The fastest way to do it is simply just by following the way I do it. They're pretty slow drones, so make sure you're repeatedly using that boost. This footage is sped up. The drones actually aren't this fast. But all you have to do is sit in front of the actual kind of console thing. It'll hack it for you. And the easiest way to get rid of an enemy in front of you is just by shooting them with the machine gun, which doesn't make sense because it's a machine gun, so it would make sense and alert them, but it doesn't make any noise at all, apparently, and it doesn't alert the guards. There's also a taser on the drone, so you can use that if you would rather use that, but it's easier to use the machine gun, so if you miss, you can keep shooting and whatnot. But once you hack all 4, which it's pretty simple, you'll have to go out to a crash site area. This part is probably the most annoying mission out of all. Once you get there, you kill all people there. If you don't already have a scuba suit on like I do here, this spot right here, there's a scuba suit that you can put on. You hop on a boat, drive out to this area, and you'll find 4 crates. Keep in mind there are sharks in this area, which it's a cool aspect, but they're not really going to harm you unless you get really close to them. So just stay out of their way. They won't go for you. And if they do, all you have to do is spam X on your controller, or I think square on your PS controller. I'm not 100% sure. They don't kill you unless they get you twice and you can't get out of them. But yeah, find all 4 cargoes. A great tip is they're always going to be scattered at the bottom. There's never going to be ones on the rocky part, mountain side. They'll always be down at the bottom where the actual cargo ship area is. Once you get all 4, all you have to do is get back to your boat, go back to land, kill a couple people, spawn in and get your car and just drive back to the hangar, and that is mission number 3 done. The next mission is Iron Mule. This one is also pretty simple. Make sure you call in your fastest car once again. Once you get to the site, you have to plant 4 jammers at the green dots. Obviously, this is very straightforward, and it is very easy to kill the enemies. Watch out for the insurgent guy, though, as he is able to kill you pretty quickly. Once all 4 jammers are placed, there will be multiple waves of enemies that will spawn in, including helicopters. The easiest way I like to do it is by taking the insurgent and placing it in this spot over here, and using the machine gun on top to take out all enemies and helis. Once the bar reaches the max, the iron mules will spawn, and one spawns actually right next to you, which is why I like this spot. But enable the jammers, wait for the helicopters to land, take them, turn the jammers off, and take the iron mule. You can take the insurgent if you want, but I don't recommend doing it once again, as the pay you get for it isn't really worth it. It won't benefit you in the finale. And once you take one iron mule and bring it back and confirm it, you do get a pay boost at the end if you choose to take all of them. But once again, taking all of them isn't worth it unless you want to get an extra about 45k on the end. You can do that, but I don't recommend it. And the last mission, the easiest out of all of them, ammunition. This mission, Oscar will fly you to the bottom of the map. You jump out, you take the iron mule you stole, and you take the ammunition for the 250D. There are other options like upgrades to the mogul, which aren't really beneficial solo, and in the time it takes to steal it and fly over to the drop-off spot, it is probably around the same time extra it would take to shoot the 250D down without the upgrades. There's also heavy armor upgrade, which gives you extra armor in the finale, which isn't really useful unless you know you have a chance of dying. Then there's a weapon upgrades, which changes your loadout to this one on screen. So all you have to do is steal the ammo, drop it off in the spot, and confirm it once again through your text. And now on to the finale. And as a reminder, make sure you are doing all these missions on hard mode if you have the option to. Starting up the finale, I recommend picking up this homing launcher to the side as it might benefit you later on. But anyways, hop into the mogul with Oscar and get to the intercept point for the 250D. Now keep in mind there will be 2 helicopters with it at first. Take these out, they only take a couple bullets, and then start shooting the Titan. Now it will take you a little while to shoot the Titan down, so be prepared for it. It's not the worst, but during this time other helicopters and planes will spawn in. Take those out, very easy to take out once again. There will also be guided missiles that will launch at you. These are a little bit trickier to shoot out, but they aren't the worst. Don't be afraid if they hit you, they won't do that much damage. Once you take the Titan out, it will have a crash landing near Sandy Shores Airfield. Once it lands, jump out the plane, parachute to the crash site, and take everybody out accordingly. This part may get you killed. It's not a big deal if you die, just restart the mission. But this part, jumping out and killing them, this is the most risky part. But go repair the engine. This is a pretty cool way to do it if you ask me. It's pretty simple and don't take long. I did mess it up a little as I was trying to rush it, but it's overall easy. After that, you have to wait for Oscar to drop the ammo for the 250D. This doesn't take long, but make sure you are consistently fighting off the enemies. Helicopters will spawn in, and this is where that homing launcher that you picked up earlier will come in handy. Once the ammo drops, make sure there are no enemies near you that can kill you and hurt you. Start loading the ammo, and if enemies spawn and you feel like you're about to die, you can pause your progress and you can kill them. Once loaded up, you hop in the 250D and take off. This will now, once you're in the air, you have 3 objectives. You're going to have to take out 2 mobile operations center, a Kosaka, and a train with some like tanks and stuff on it. Keep in mind, the 250D has 3 weapon types, 25mm, 40mm, and 105mm. But if you're doing this solo, you can only autopilot and use the 40mm cannon. This is no biggie, but it does have 5 shots. This will be a little trickier once it comes to Kosaka, but that's besides the fact. If you're playing with 2 people, 1 person flies, another one can use the 25, 40, or 105mm cannon. But the weapons are on the left side of the plane, so make sure you line the plane up accordingly so it will fly in a straight path, so you got an easy and clear path to shoot out these mobile operations center and everything else. The Kosaka takes 6 rounds to get blown up, so keep that in mind as it will take longer to kill it, as there's only 5 shots, so you might have to do a little loop around, which, once again, no big deal. The train, on the other hand, there is more variety. It's longer, so make sure when you're flying in, you take the actual, like stuff on the train out first, because if you take the actual train out, it'll stop moving, which will make it harder to shoot the other things, as the train kind of moves at the same pace as you. So make sure you take out the other things before the actual train engine itself. You are able to kind of get 2 in 1 if you aim the shot right. It is a little tricky, I must say, but once you blow those three things up, you're done. You take the plane back on over to your airfield, Mackenzie Airfield, and that is the finale done. This is in comparison to things like the Cluckenbell, but it does give you 250 grand more on hard mode. 500 grand for about 45 minutes of work for Cluckenbell. So when you really look at this contract mission is kind of similar to the agency or Cayo Perico, where they take about an hour and you get a mil for the agency, and you get around a mil for Cayo Perico. That one depends. You always get 1 mil for agency. This one is in likes of that. I might find myself doing this one a little bit more than the agency, as it is new mission, so it's something new to do. But I still do think Cayo Perico and the contract agency missions will always be better than this one. But it is nice to have something new in the game. And like I said, there's the 750K that you can get. You can earn up to 810K if you take all the additional things and get the money from that. So keep in mind, it ranges from 750K to 810K. But that'll do it for this video. If you guys are new here, make sure to drop subscribe. I greatly appreciate it as I put a decent amount of time into these videos. So seeing your support on these videos really does do something. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video and want to see more, hit that like button. If you guys didn't enjoy this, hit that dislike button. No hard feelings there. Comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.